Hello everyone, this is Sean from Sean's Travels, and this is my Utah video, day 1. And this is focusing on Arches National Park. I was about a mile from the sign, and I parked on the side of the highway, and I took pictures of the surroundings. You can see my car, you can see the rock walls there, the reddish-brown sandy walls. And you can see, that was Interstate 15, so there was big trucks on it. You can see a butte there. And there's the Arches National Park sign. It's my car in the background. That's why I pulled over, by the way. And then, of course, you get into the entrance to the park, and you can see the valley walls and everything. And the road, you see another car on the right there that's going off onto the road that leads up to the entrance. There's a beautiful view from the entrance to the park with the mountains in the background, the Utah mountains. And then, of course, these are a few pictures from my cell phone, the visitor center and the map. I got all the way up into the lower Delicate Arch viewpoint by the end of the day. And there's some statues of little goats around there and everything. And lying on the rocks, and a little metal bird and everything. So then you get into the actual park itself, close to the Park Avenue area. So of course I got my car in the background and some of the views and was looking over at the mountains. The La Salle Mountains, and of course the rock formations that you can see above you. So it was good. There weren't many people around. Keep in mind it's winter. And look, you can actually see down to the highway from one vantage point. There's a transport truck and two cars. And you see down to the visitor center from another section. So now I'm looking back at these images for the first time in 4 years. I'm actually remembering things. And that's 8 years ago, before the park had a timed entry system. You can see the rock walls here and everything. So I'm glad I went to see it while I had the chance. And of course, it's part of the Moab Fault. There's the highway, there's the visitor center, there's the park. There's a view, a long distance view of the La Salle Mountains in the background. I think they were to the east of us, if memory serves. There's the Park Avenue walking trail. You can see that, well, you'll see that in the thumbnail of the video. See, here's the Park Avenue trail. So I didn't actually go all the way through, but I got far enough down to get into the valley. But of course, before I did that, I took some pictures of the rock formations, one that looks almost like the head of an alien. And here are some of the black and white pictures showing the features that you see in Park Avenue on the side. And there's my digital camera view of that. And there's the view of the valley floor itself. So the thumbnail is a closer view of that. And of course, I also got down onto the floor of the valley and walked for a bit. Oh, it's starting to get cloudy there. See, there you go. See the deadwood, the valley walls around you, the big pillar in the background right through the center of the dead tree. There's a close-up view. I zoomed in, of course. Digital camera isn't exactly good for focusing, but there's a better view of the tree, and that's almost a black and white view there of the formations on the wall. And then, of course, out within the grounds of the park in the grasslands, there's more rock formations, and there's a better close-up view and more focused of the La Salle Mountains itself. And here's another rock formation on the side of the park road. And there's, they're out in the valley, you see distance. You can't really walk out there. Not like you could in Valley of the Gods, but here, see, it's showing the landmarks. So there's the Tower of Babel. That's what I was seeing. And the organs. Okay. And Balance Rock in the background, almost the middle of your picture. I'll get to that later in the video. So I always took pictures of the landmark signs so then I could take a picture of the landscape and hopefully identify what I was looking at. There's the Park Avenue Trail again. I hope it's not repeating itself. No, it's not. It's the far end of the Park Avenue Trail. See, I drove to the far end and then looked at features at the back of it. It's just the same sign, but The where you are here symbol should have shown it. There's the nearly empty parking lot with my car in it. There's the information sign in the center of the picture, right below the big rock wall. Here's showing how there used to be an arch, possibly. And there's a picture of a little forming arch in the center of this picture. Now, I didn't enhance any of these images except for the thumbnail. So these are exactly as I took them. And there's some more rocks and scrub brush and everything. Yeah, no trees anywhere in sight. Just little, at most, waist-high plants all over. It truly was the Utah desert, actually. And you can really see it in this picture. The desert sand, the reddish-brown rock, and the road winds its way through that. I didn't take any video of Arches Park, so that's why I'm doing a narrated picture slideshow instead of everything I saw. There, I think that looks like balanced rock up there. Different angle, but I remember seeing it in the opening credits of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, and I said, oh, I want to go there someday and see those sites myself. And there's the formations with the mountains in the background and the clouds hugging the top of the mountain. And there is the more rock formations and everything. Now, those aren't mountains, those are like low hills, but you can see the entire landscape of the park here, and I, started getting close to some rocks and climbing on a few of them, at least where there weren't signs that said you couldn't do so. There's a close-up view of one of them. Didn't try climbing up to the top, of course. I just took pictures from the bottom to be safe. Didn't want anything to go wrong. And there's, oh look, from long distance you can see one of the windows right in the center of the picture with the mountains just above it. Now, then I took the Balanced Rock Trail to Balanced Rock, and there's the image you remember from The Last Crusade. There's the picture of the small Balanced Rock that used to be there before it fell. And so I walked all the way around it, getting the angles of Balanced Rock from all sides, and taking a look at the landscape that was around it as well, and all the rock formations that surrounded the area. And you can see some right in the distance. It's quite beautiful, actually. That's nice clear picture, even though you can see a few traces of snow. This one, it looks like an alien head from the movie Aliens. Now that's a slightly more blurry picture, but you can see the setting sun shining on the mountains there. There's Balanced Rock again as you get a bit farther away, going towards my car again. Then taking the landscape, and you see there's almost like a mesa near the center of the picture. There's a lone tree on the hillside. More rock formations, more traces of snow, but certainly not a big blanket of snow. You're far enough south, you don't see that. It's quite nice. It was starting to get dark, and of course, because it was cloudy, it was getting dark sooner. See how the sky is turning a darker blue now? Now, picture of my car in front of a rock formation. There's the sunset, so my car is just a silhouette now. And that's a bit of a blurry image, but you can see some rock formation in the center. So there's the windows, north and south. I went to see them a bit closer up on the trail later. That was one of the last things I did on the trip before it got dark. You can see a very tiny window up there in the center of the screen. Okay, so here's the information sign about the windows themselves. Winter visitors, yes. And it shows how the arches are formed. Okay, so south window on the left, north window on the right. Take the trail. And I'm not sure how much further I went beyond the parking lot, but I guess I got close enough to get good pictures of both windows, as you can see here. So that was good. I pretty well, there's a very tiny one. I saw almost everything I wanted to see in the park, as you'll see near the end of the video. There we go. See, actual natural stone steps leading right up to it. That's perfect. There you go. And of course, that's the view you see once you're away from the window. So it's, I mean, once you're up there and you can look through it, there's another view looking back towards the sunset. So that's about from the other side. So that's really great. And then of course you see the sunset on the rocks in the near the top of the picture there. And here you can see the sunset, the top orb of the sun, top section of it. Here's the first picture I took with an arch at the far left of the picture, right under the tree, just as the sun had set. Here's the first dusk picture in the center. You can see one little stone pillar. Here's a dark picture of the windows with a rainbow arcing down towards the window on the right, as you can see above it. Here's the info sign for the Arches National Monument viewpoint. Of course, I took a picture of the sign because I knew it would be too dark to see until I found a setting on my digital camera that allowed me to take a picture of it as it appeared in full daylight, almost as if it appeared in full daylight. And there's a dusk picture, pretty blurry, so I enhanced it in the next photo. So thanks for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.